Lords of Loud, The Summer Series.
I'd welcome you to number.
Okay, and we're rolling.
Okay.
Welcome back to the cockhead. Welcome back to the Lords of Loud.
Yes.
This is the summer series.
Woohoo!
And this is our final episode in the Lord Al and Lord Brett extravaganza.
That's right.
Let's call it extravaganza.
It's the fourth in the trilogy.
It is the fourth in the trilogy. Mm-hmm. But we could say there's a prequel coming later on, so it's actually the sixth.
Hopefully.
The sixth episode. Now, today we're doing very serious songs from serious songsters.
There'll be no smiling.
That's right. There is never any smiling. So let's go to Al, Lord Al, to give us the breakdown of why the fuck are we doing this?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Of course, everyone's asking.
Oh, yeah, obviously, because why would we continue to extend the concept this far without there being a solid gold reason for doing it?
So this is the fourth episode.
Yes.
And when we started...
Yes.
We just started with silly songs from silly songsters.
Yes.
I know that's the truncated version.
Yes.
So explain how we now end up in serious songs from serious songsters.
Well, it's all about completion. It's the drive for completion. Because as we're going along, it became apparent that you could have, the artist approach, being
right.
silly
yes.
or serious.
Yep.
And you could also have the content of the songs, which was silly or serious. Or non-silly. I don't want to fence you in with terms.
Somewhere in my head, I believe you've drawn a visual diagram in your eyes, in your brain. Is that right?
Yes.
Right.
Let me sketch it out quickly now.
Actually, here's one I prepared earlier. Now, explain this visual diagram so that people who unfortunately are more visual than all
right. Can't I just hold it close to the microphone? Okay. So if we imagine a matrix, a table, not to be confused.
Keanu Reeves. Okay.
Yeah. Kanunu, yes. Okay, so columns, we have silly
right.
and serious.
And what?
And that will be the artist approach.
Right. So a silly artist and a serious artist.
Two columns.
Right.
Okay, and at the in the rows, the label at the side is content.
Content?
Yes, and you've got silly and serious.
Right.
So
when
at the
we started, our first episode, ticks the box in the matrix, which was silly artist, silly content.
That's right. And so we have ticked off the silly artist and the non-silly content.
Yes.
So an example of that was like Tim Minchin.
Yes. White Wine in the Sun.
Yep. Silly versus silly would be an example like Weird Al and
yes.
Another One Bites the Dust.
Yep. Another one rides the bus.
Sorry.
Was a parody, not a direct cover.
That's right, not a direct cover. And then we've got non-silly artists with silly songs like Johnny Cash.
Yes. It wasn't A Boy Named Sue, but it was that other song.
Something hilarious.
Well, boy, was it funny.
Yeah. I'm still laughing thinking about it. So today we are ticking the final cell on the matrix, which is non-silly artists with non-silly content, which you would think is pretty much their bread and butter.
That's right. For some serious artists, this is their A game.
Yes.
This is all they've done.
Yes, but we're looking at serious songs, the big issues, life, death, love, hate, rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Okay.
Probably not rock and roll.
So let me kick off. Now, this guy is known for writing serious songs. In his first period, he wrote some big songs such as this one.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone
with this dude?
Neil Young?
Yeah, Neil Young. And this is The Needle and Damage Done. And supposedly a song about his crazy horse bandmate who was a heroin addict. And Neil gave him some money and said, go away and go to rehab, get yourself sorted.
Yep.
But he went out and spent that money on some more dope and died.
Right.
So, and it's also a general comment about the heroes and the musicians he saw around him as he emerged into that scene, basically either losing their status as being good musicians or dying.
Yeah. And there would be a number of heroin-related songs. There's you know, James Brown, King Heroin.
Yes.
I mean, Jeff Buckley wasn't his Mojo Pin or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think Neil Young probably brought it on himself, that particular situation by calling the band Crazy Horse.
That's right. And giving a junkie money.
Yeah. The second fatal mistake.
Yes, maybe he should have just driven the guy to rehab rather than say, here's some money for the bus.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. So it probably underlies also for the listeners that even though these are serious songs, we will still attempt to laugh at them.
Yes, that's right. Now, here's something that isn't so funny, or maybe it is. So here he is again in 1988. You heard this song.
Don't need no money. Ain't got no staff. Ain't singing for Pepsi. Ain't singing for Coke. That don't sing for nobody. Makes me look like a joke. This note's for you.
Let me paint the picture. We're in 1988 here, and the 80s became notorious for big rock stars taking sponsorship money. Obviously, the big famous one, Michael Jackson singing for Pepsi.
Yeah.
But there were beer commercials that Eric Clapton, Genesis, and Steve Winwood did. And the chorus of the jingle was, "This Bud's for you." Right, Budweiser. So so when you look into it, Neil Young's a bit of a purist, and he couldn't stand the fact that these well-known artists at the peak of their careers were then taking massive sponsorship and having their music then taken to television and used in advertising jingles. So this note's for you. Yeah, he's pretty direct. As we heard, he's calling out those big companies. But the underlying thing is he's probably calling out the artists more and saying, "Fuck you! You shouldn't be taking sponsorship." And I don't. And he doesn't take sponsorship at all from those big companies.
Mind you, that chord progression, I reckon he was ripping off Fleetwood Mac.
No, I think actually thinking of Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks.
Yes, that's it. Because I could hear Stevie
Stop
Nicks'
Dragging
voice.
My Heart Around.
That's it.
There you go.
Stop Dragging. See, I'm great. I'm good with the lyrics.
So you reckon he's taking sponsorship from them?
In the artist's defence, I remember reading an interview with Henry Rollins, and it was a number of years ago before he started doing a lot of things outside of music. But one of the things that he had started doing was modelling for I think it was a jeans company or whatever. Because, if you're not familiar with Henry Rollins, quite buff. Well, at least in the day he was. I guess I don't know what he's like now. So he used to have fans berate him and say, "What are you bloody doing this for? Why don't you just stick to the music? Why are you selling it, to the man?" And he said, "Well, look at it this way. All of these fanzines, this is pre-internet, there's like all of those fanzines and, stuff that we give away and do, whatever, it doesn't just pay for itself. In fact, we're giving it away." So because he was a very DIY individual, he didn't have a record company backing. It was just, okay, this is a way for me to bring in extra money to do the things that I love, even though I've got to, sell a little bit of my soul to the corporate master.
Okay.
So Michael Jackson, maybe he was, struggling to pay the bills. He had to take the deal with Pepsi.
Really?
Those giraffes and monkeys don't buy themselves.
I don't see the correlation because I don't see Eric Clapton and Genesis. This was in there.
Mate, they were living by the skin of their teeth, by the arse of their pants.
It feels like a money grab.
What?
I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's a good topic for Neil to bring up.
Great. And he's just an ordinary old bastard.
Yeah.
He continues to rally against that. I know his recent musings have been about the lack of music quality in MP3s.
Yes.
And he tried to start his own separate compressioned file.
Yeah.
That it meant that the quality of the music they were listening to was better.
Yes. But did anyone care?
No.
That's the thing.
And that's right. And we've had this discussion before about the young kids of today.
They don't know what they're missing.
Let's talk about another old bastard, another old ornery bastard.
It's your dad,
it's not my dad. And
is it you?
Maybe it is. Let's have a listen to this guy.
Sweet lady.
Okay. Who's that? Is that that's that? That's you have to be pretty silly not to be able to pick the voice and
Yes.
So we're talking Bob Dylan, we're talking 1974, we're talking Blood on the Tracks, and his song "Idiot Wind," which apparently he wrote midst divorce.
Excellent.
So when you talk about serious content, this is a guy.
Yes, big breakup.
Yeah, pouring it out. And it's a really nasty song. Idiot wind blowing through the buttons of our coats, blowing through the letters that we wrote. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder that you still know how to breathe. I think he's not mixing metaphors there.
No.
There's some really, he said, one of the lyrics is, I can't feel you anymore. I can't even touch the books you've read. You can't even touch them, mate. Not read them.
That's right. They're disgusting.
You can't even pick them up. So this is Bobby pouring it out there.
Yes, laying it on the line.
Which is pretty nasty way of doing it. I mean, I guess you've already...
Let's share your pain with the world. And the pain is you.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to tell you you're an idiot, but I'm going to put it on an album that becomes quite popular.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone can sing along to how much of an idiot you are.
So, yes, poor old Sarah. No, it might have been Sarah, I think. But, yeah, poor old Sarah.
Yeah. So it's an easy split then.
And there's no going back either because it's like every time she plays that album, she goes, I'm not getting back with you.
Yeah. Even if, imagining that they did, I guess you would have to write an apology song.
Right.
And you'd better make it a damn good one.
That's an entirely new concept we could go into. Maybe that's episode 5.
Yeah.
Sorry songs.
Sorry songs.
Songs where you say sorry.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many.
It wasn't, that was sorry's hardest word to say, wasn't it?
Yes. Elton John. Yeah.
And Bernie.
Billy Joel. Honesty is such a lonely word.
Yes.
Maybe, but we don't know whether that was an apology.
Maybe they're just about words. They're just about single words.
Sure.
Maybe Billy Joel had a stutter.
Sure. So there's Bob sticking it to his wife.
Yeah.
Or his ex-wife.
Yes. One last time.
That's right. That's right, for old time's sake. Let's move. This is a couple of years earlier, late 60s. Do you know this song?
Did you hear about the midnight rambler? Everybody got to go. Did you hear about the midnight rambler? You wanna shut the kitchen door. Don't give you a hoot, I don't want it. Wrapped up in a black cat cloak. It don't go in the light of the morning. It's with the time the cock will crow.
recognise that classy, one of my favourite bands from the 60s?
No.
Go on, you're playing. Rolling Stones, Midnight Rambler, that's about 1968. Supposedly based on the Boston Strangler.
Okay.
And so when we talk about serious content, what's really interesting is this point in their career, the Rolling Stones are really dabbling in serious content.
Yep.
So the album before, Let It Bleed, they were doing Beggar's Banquet, they did Sympathy for the Devil.
Yes.
Then in this one, it's Midnight Rambler. So they're really playing with some nasty content because on stage, Mick plays the Midnight Rambler character.
Okay.
You know? And so there's some really...
They bring up members of the audience to strangle.
And strangles them, yeah. Probably just with music. But terrible lyrics such as, well, talking about the Midnight Rambler, the one that closed the bedroom door, I'm called the hit-and-run raper in anger, the knife-sharpened tippy-toe, or just the shoot-'em-dead brain-bell jangler, you know, the one you've never seen before. It's pretty...
Something we can all sing along to.
That's
to
right.
a loved one.
A happy you know, I'm surprised it's not a hymn.
Yes.
But yeah, really, really interesting. That what's very interesting is that the Rolling Stones missed out on playing Woodstock. So they thought, well, we're going to create our own hippie festival, which was at Altamont Raceway. And that's where the Hells Angels killed a guy in the front row.
Yes, they were security, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Of course, nothing was going to go wrong when you choose the Hells Angels to be your security.
Yes.
And it got so heavy, it feels like at that point, Mick Jagger says, let's not mess around with this dark stuff anymore. There is all sorts of theories that, you know, Altamont came about because Sympathy for the Devil, Boston Strangler. So at that point, I don't think they ever wrote a song that courted those dark lyrics again.
That's right. Plenty of metal bands did.
Those guys.
They are serial killers galore.
That's right. They took the baton from the Stones and went forward. But interesting, they're great songs. They're catchy songs. But yeah,
feel a little uneasy singing along.
Yes.
Kids in the car.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone.
Come on, everyone. Join in.
You're a rapist. Yeah. Woo.
Let's go to some more serious content.
They're taking her children away because they said she was not a good mother. They're taking her children away because she was making it with sisters and brothers and everyone else. All of the others like cheap officers who would stand there and flirt in front of me. They're taking her children away because...
Now, do you recognise that singer?
Yes.
Also a distinctive style.
Was Lou Reed actually awake at that? At that recording?
Maybe Neil Young had to give him a bit of money.
Yeah, that's right.
He spent it incorrectly.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's Lou Reed. And we're 1973. It's from his Berlin album. It's called The Kids.
Okay.
Now, as we heard there, it's basically a story about a mother having her children taken away. They're taking her children away because they said she was not a good mother. They're taking her children away because she was making it with sisters and brothers. Pretty nasty. They're taking her children away because of the things that they heard she had done. The Black Air Force Sergeant was not the first one. And all the drugs she took, everyone. It's pretty nasty, and his delivery brings the point home. He's not singing it joyously.
No.
He's not celebrating it.
No.
And I'll just fade in here the end of the song when we can hear the children. Now, supposedly that's the producer's children, and there is a theory that the producer told his young children that their mother had died, and that was their reaction. But that's a lie. Apparently he just got them to feel really sad and yell out.
So he pinched them.
That's right.
Okay, so
Or he
something much better.
maybe just played some more to read to them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Now,
So-
kids, scream for your mum.
That's right. And after years of counselling, they can laugh about it now.
Now, apparently, there's a follow-up song in the next album called "The Bed," where they, where the mother kills herself on the bed that the children were conceived on.
Nice.
Hey?
Wow.
That's a lovely epilogue to,
Wow.
to the song.
So it's a happy ending after
Yeah.
all. Thanks, Lou.
Lou really does like a bit of dark content. He likes to celebrate it,
Apparently. Yes.
and it really gets into it.
And people have to watch out for the heavy metal.
Let's move on to another guy who likes a bit of dark content.
When the sleigh is heavy and the timber wolves are getting bold, you look at your companions and test the water of their friendship with your toe, and they significantly edge closer to the gold. Each man is his price, Bob, and yours was pretty low. Now history is short. The sun is just a minor star. The poor man sells his kidneys in some colonial bazaar. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, is that your new Ferrari car? Yes. But I think I'll wait for the F-50. You don't have to be a Jew to disprove murder. Tears burn my eyes. Muslim or Christian.
Alrighty,
Well, Roger Waters.
Roger Waters. Hey,
I'm not sure which album, but it has to be Roger Waters.
that's right. So that's Amused to Death. That's his 1992 solo album.
Okay.
And the entire concept is about the population amusing itself to death sitting in front of television,
Yes.
which is quite good at being able to pinpoint these moments in time. Because I get the feeling that, well, especially with children and screens nowadays, it's all about entertain me.
Yep.
And the programs and apps they're using suggest that rapid fire, show me something amusing, show me something music.
Yep.
You know, here's a cat.
And sticking all those in all the satisfaction and happiness
Yes.
type of parts of your brain. It's just like,
Yeah.
give me more.
That's right. That little rush. Give me a rush. Oh, here's a cat video.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Here's
Yes.
another one. Here's another one.
Yeah.
I want more.
Interestingly, I don't know if it was it would have been around the same time, but there was a book that came out called Amusing Ourselves to Death
Yeah.
by Neil Postman, I think
Okay.
it was. So, yeah, so it's, I don't know whether it's a phrase that was,
yeah.
in the general
population.
population or
maybe just
whether one inspired the other.
It could have influenced him.
Because it was the same type of thing, like
Yeah,
the effect of
yeah.
entertainment on critical thought and
Yeah.
just getting on with life.
We've talked about it before, but Roger Waters in this album touches on the war
No.
and airplane pilots dying.
No. Why is that, Brett?
And so he's gone back to the well again,
Yes.
the well that has not run dry for him.
No.
Because when you look back at Pink Floyd, you've got a better idea early Pink Floyd, but definitely in The Wall,
Yeah.
he plays with the fact that his dad died.
Yeah. That's probably more apparent when you see the film. You can pick it up from some of the
Yes.
lyrics.
Yeah,
When you listen to the album or when you see the film. It's like, oh, right.
yeah.
It's quite obvious.
And it almost culminates with the final cut, the last Pink Floyd album
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
involved in,
Yeah.
where he actually calls it out and he talks about they took my daddy away from me.
Yes.
It's like after sort of suggesting it in metaphors and similes all the way along, finally in the final cut he says, yep.
Yep.
But here we go, years later, he goes back to that well and he's digging up his hurt feelings from the war
Yeah.
and having a go at the people standing behind
Yeah,
the officers and that who don't experience death.
Yeah.
They just send people to their death.
Yes. Well, I think it was their second album, maybe. There was a song called Corporal Clegg,
Right.
which was Corporal Clegg, he had a wooden leg. He lost it in the war in 1944. I think that was
Okay.
the lyrics. But anyway, it's not as dark and serious and whatever, but it's still taking a dig at,
Yeah.
there are always people who go to fight the wars that aren't the ones who get to decide to fight the wars. And I guess that comes up again in Dark Side of the Moon with us and them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a theme that he keeps coming back to.
And maybe, I know we've talked about this before, Syd Barrett didn't mind writing a jaunty song.
Yeah.
But upon the removal of Syd Barrett from the group, did they ever write a funny, joyous song? Because my feeling, well, again, if we go back to Dark Side of the Moon, I think that resonates with people because it is about the human experience of life.
Yeah.
Work, time, death.
Money, exactly.
Mental issues.
Yep.
And I think, would you agree that album works because aside from the music, but the lyrics really touch everyone?
Yeah. Especially by that stage, they'd been in a reasonably successful rock band for a number of years. And so I don't think would have much personal connection to the world of work. And, I mean, certainly reflection on death and stuff like that.
Yeah. And mental health,
And mental health, affects anyone.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, if you look at some of the themes in there, like the song Time, the lyrics on that.
Yeah.
This is a band that had accomplished many things. We're on their way to accomplishing, their greatest achievement in terms of record sales and popularity.
And so they're not sitting in an office from 9 to 5 working for the man.
No, that's right. It's not like they do have half a page of scribbled lines and discovering that 10 years have passed them by.
Yeah, that's right.
They have accomplished
many
things, and it's not slowed down. So to be able to, have the insight into what it is like to have those feelings. Not that I've ever had those feelings, but I've talked to people who had.
That's right. But interesting too, because that album gave them phenomenal success, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
And you'd almost say contributed to the mental health deterioration of Roger Waters, which results then in The Wall, where he actually writes about the rock star being driven insane by the stuff he's created.
Yeah, well, wasn't it... I hope I got my stories straight here. Wasn't it, he said part of the inspiration for writing The Wall was when he ended up spitting on a fan?
Yes.
Or something?
Yeah.
He was just, lost his shit with some fans because I think they felt they were not listening.
Yeah, they were.
They're not listening to the band.
I think you're right.
The music.
I think they said they were stoned.
Yeah.
And they were just whooping it up and dancing away. And he got annoyed because they weren't standing there listening to the lyrics and feeling the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
And he, I think at that point, after spitting there, he wished he could build a barrier between him so he wouldn't have to. Wouldn't have to watch them. It's like, wow. Okay, we're really
to slide your ticket money through a hole in the wall.
That's right.
But stay on the other side, you bastards.
And that's the whole thing, isn't it? Because when you go to The Wall, which is an entire album of serious content, it starts. Well, the concert started with a fake Pink Floyd on stage. And the whole thing was, you guys are so stupid, you don't even know that this isn't us on the stage.
Yeah.
And then they all remove masks at the end of the song and the audience goes, oops, we paid money for this.
Yeah.
But again, that's just almost a big fuck you to the audience. But again, in the context of The Wall, he's exploring that, exploring in inverted commas, or was he still going, fuck you? Yeah. It's
always fuck you.
We can't spit in the face of every audience member. No. So he wrote a song to do it.
That's right. That's right. They did have one other jaunty song in Pink Floyd before Dark Side of the Moon, and it was Seamus the Dog.
Okay.
I think that was probably about the closest.
And that's not a Sid song? No,
that was a couple of albums before Dark Side of the Moon, but certainly out of their psychedelic, heavy psychedelic period. But it was probably like Dave Gilmour.
Yeah, okay.
Or something that was more bluesy.
And he hadn't lost his father, so he was happy.
He had a dog.
Let's move along now. We talked about The Wall and we talked about the movie. Let's talk about another movie.
And I wished for so long, cannot stay. All the precious moments cannot stay. It's not like wings are falling something's missing. Cannot say.
I'm guessing, is that Eddie Vedder?
That is Eddie Vedder.
Right.
Now, let's talk about serious content, a serious movie.
Yes.
Dead Man Walking.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I can't remember.
It's about, it stars Sean Penn. He's on death row.
Yes.
And Susan Sarandon plays the nun who visits him.
Yeah. And they end up doing the wild thing, don't they?
No.
Oh.
No, that's another movie.
Okay.
I'd love to see that.
Right, would you?
The concept of the movie is Sean Penn won't admit to the hideous thing he's done.
Mm-hmm.
This nun visits him in hospital leading up to his execution.
Yep.
Lethal injection. During the movie, she experiences guilt because the family of the victim is wondering what she's doing hanging out with the guy who did it.
Mm-hmm.
She's also trying to get this guy to confess, and I'm not going to spoil it. But imagine you've written, you're producing this movie, and then you go, okay, well, we need some songs now. Let's approach some people and get them to supply some songs for it.
Yeah.
So Eddie Vedder's Serious Young Insect. Pearl Jam, I don't know if they've ever written a joyous song.
Yeah.
But
maybe a joyous song, but probably not a flippant, lighthearted.
Yeah. But he certainly goes to the well of his own experience, and he discovered that who he thought was his father was in fact his stepfather. And there's all sorts of Pearl Jam songs that relate to that.
Yep.
So he's obviously a serious dude.
Yes. The first album was very serious.
Yeah. And I guess that the grunge era wasn't born out of jubilant, rock anthems.
Yeah.
Like the heavy metal, the hair metal of the 80s.
Yes.
This grunge was, I guess, a reaction to a lot of that, right?
Yeah. And I think, even for the scene, I think probably Eddie Vedder he didn't come across as, morbid or disturbed or anything.
No.
It was in the way that, Kurt would have had that a bit of a persona around him of, I'm saying the label disturbed, but let's say generally, struggling with a few life issues.
Yes, Eddie Vedder is probably just a little bit more angry.
Yeah, a bit angry.
Kurt was a bit sort of slumped in the chair. This is all terrible. Whereas Eddie was a little bit more passionate about what he was going through.
Yeah, and also just, I guess, passionate about injustice.
Yeah.
Not afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve.
So obviously they go to him and they say, we need a song.
Okay.
And so this is the Long Road, and he teams up with a Pakistani artist. I'll probably get this wrong. Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan.
Yes.
Who I think at that point was, through some other movie soundtracks he'd done, was getting a reputation in the rise of world music. Yeah. That people were going, wow.
It's like he's legendary in world music.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful song, and it's about the long road of life, and that people can't stay. So it's pretty serious content, as is the movie.
Yep.
And you probably don't remember, but there was they called on Bruce Springsteen to write a song called Dead Man Walking, and I think that one might have either won a Golden Globe or an Oscar for the song.
Oh, okay.
So Bruce doesn't mind a serious song.
Yeah.
So let me play you another serious song of Bruce's, and we'll talk about that. Sure.
She took off her stockings, I held in my face. She had your ankles, I felt filled with grace. $200 straight in, 50 up the ass. She smiled and said, she unbuckled my bed, back of her sat in front of me on the bed. She said, honey, how's that feel?
me to go slow. My eyes drifted out the window, down to the road below. Filled my stomach tighten.
I'm afraid I can't work out most of what he's saying.
Yes, his delivery is part of the tone. So this is from the Devils and Dust album, 2005.
Okay.
The song is called Reno. I can dip in and out of Bruce Springsteen depending on the sorts of song he writes. I think this is an absolutely brilliant song.
Yeah.
The protagonist is in Reno negotiating having sex with a hooker.
Yeah.
Right? So she took off stockings, waved them in my face,
Yeah.
and then $200 straight in, and then she suggests how much it costs to go from behind.
Well, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
So, but what's fascinating about it is...
She's dressed as a nun. That's the link back to Dead Man Walking.
That's right. What's fascinating is Bruce's ability... So the first verse is about negotiating sex.
Yeah.
She starts performing oral sex on him, and his mind drifts, and he remembers a love lost.
Okay.
Right? So when you read the lyrics, it's sort of shocking because you get the tone of the song is enough to portray this loss.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when you actually, because you said, it's a little hard to understand what you're saying. When you read the lyrics and you go, holy shit, he negotiates having sex with this hooker. They have sex with this hooker. He has sex with this hooker. Hey.
It's a bigger story already.
Then his mind drifts and he laments and he's grieving the loss of this love for ex-partner, whatever.
Yeah. Another hooker. Yeah.
And then comes back to the apartment and they're finished and she pours them both a whiskey and says, let's make a toast. Here's to the best you've ever had. And he replies, not even close. And it's a beautiful song. Again, there's plenty of Bruce Springsteen I can do without.
Yeah.
But it's masterful in his ability to portray that character and for you to ignore the crassness of the situation.
Yeah.
But just the devastation of this guy, that there is this beautiful girl doing stuff to him and his mind drifts and he's so hollow and full of loss and regret. That,
especially to say at the end, it was just like, well, that was nice, but it's nothing.
No, yeah, not even close
to
the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
A beautiful song. So sorry for bringing that down, but again, that's and to me, I've never heard a song written like that before with that content addressed like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly an unusual way to write a love song.
Again, let's go back to the hair metal, which was they would just celebrate. It would just be the first verse.
Yeah.
Just negotiating with the hooker how to have sex or how much to have sex, and bang, that's it. That's the end of the song.
Oh, well, you need a chorus as well. So.
Yeah, but then you mentioned your fast car, right? That you get in after you've had sex. Occasional Bruce Springsteen fan, but stuff like that, you go, wow, that's showing some real skill. My final song for this section, I know you're going to add some, goes to skilled artists. And these guys were 21 when they wrote this song.
Hearing things I won't believe. I saw it with my own two eyes. All the pain I can't hide. And this pain starts in my heart. And this love tears us apart. Oh, find me bent down on my knees. Oh, yeah. Ain't bending over backwards, baby. Not to please. Oh, 'cause I'm seeing things for the first time. Oh, I'm seeing things for the first time. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing things for the first time. In my
So obviously, this is some band from the 70s.
Oh, you're very funny. So we're in 1990.
What?
It's the Black Crowes.
Oh, no.
Digging up the 70s again. So this is a song called Seeing Things from their Shake Your Moneymaker, which was the first album they wrote.
Wow.
Now, you know I'm a big fan. So let me just have my time with these guys.
Okay.
I just think because the angst with which Chris Robinson sings about he's having this relationship, and you won't find me bent down on my knees, bending over backwards just to please, because I'm seeing things for the first time in my life. And like the Pink Floyd boys, I think that would be something that a lot of people would resonate with. The point at which the blinkers fell from your eyes and you suddenly went, wow, this person I'm with isn't who I thought they were, or a situation wasn't. I mean, and again, it wouldn't even necessarily have to be a lover.
Yeah,
could be the man, the boss.
Right.
Where you go, I thought you were really great, but now hang on.
Yeah.
I'm understanding the manipulation. For a couple of early blokes in their 20s, not bad, not bad. And again, we've talked about it before, but this ability to sum it up in one line. I'm seeing things for the first time.
Yeah.
Really?
I guess at least, yes, with that, it is something that lots of people can draw on.
Yeah.
And some people would experience it early.
Yeah.
And some people later. So.
Yeah. But again, for me, I go, yes, that's, I'm there, boys. I'm with you. I've got my flares on. Okay. Maybe I've got my shirt button undone a couple from the top just to get that chest hair out.
All right.
My hair's a little long and I'm grooving on some platforms. But I hurt too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Have you told your wife?
Well, I borrow the flares from her.
Yeah.
That's my part.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand the mic over to you.
All right.
And let's do yours.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the song's Expendable Youth.
Yes.
Off the Seasons in the Abyss album from 1990.
Again, it's hard to imagine when your band name is Slayer that you would be writing a jaunty.
Yes, you're not going to have an unskinny bop out of Slayer.
And even just the opening guitar riffs.
Yes.
So everything's wrapped in it. And it's like you as you go through the layers, the band's called Slayer. The album's called Seasons in the Abyss.
Yes.
The song was called Expendable Youth. And then we open with that gut-wrenching, guitar riffs. You sort of go, it's a song about crying rabbits.
Yeah. That's right. Will Art Garfunkel sing off
That's right. Bright Eyes? What's the song called? Bright Eyes? No, Expendable Youth.
That's right. I mean, generally Slayer, you could call them serious. You may not always take the content or their delivery seriously, because sometimes you can seem a little overdone, a little hackneyed for even for metal.
Yes.
But I mean, a lot of the topics that they cover, and I can only speak up to this album. A few of the ones before. After that, again, I lost interest. But even on this one, I mean, some of the other song titles: War Ensemble,
Blood Red, Spirit in Black.
Yeah, Spirit in Black. Dead Skin Mask, about a serial killer.
Nice.
Yes.
Skeletons of Society.
So some of those, I guess, would be more social commentary. Like War Ensemble is a little more commentary, where there are other ones like Dead Skin Mask, where it's more, again, taking the point of view of a serial killer.
Okay.
In this particular song, it's talking about gang warfare. It's about the Jets. And that's right. It's basically
West Side Story. I like it. But by a death metal band.
Yes.
No, they're not death metal, are they?
No, they're just thrash metal.
Thrash metal, sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you listen to the words, it's basically describing gang warfare, particularly, I would say, black gang warfare that you'd see in LA in the 90s, Crips and the Bloods, just, fighting over territory and that they're all expendable. Ultimately in this stupid game. It's one of their ones that's more, here's a societal problem, let's talk about it before we go into the next song about, dissecting a corpse.
Sure. So I imagine the African-American community would enjoy a bunch of white boys playing thrash guitar, commenting upon the issues of their neighbourhoods.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, ultimately, like one of the lyrics is caught in crossfire, stray bullet can kill.
Yes.
So it's also talking about the innocent victims in gang warfare. And really, like even though it was written around that time where a lot of it would have been happening in the US, you could look at any point in history, whether it's between the Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland.
Yep.
That would be lost. Lots of other examples where you have gang warfare, whether it's Italians and Irish in early New York or, whatever.
Inuits in Greenland. I imagine there's some massive uprisings there. It's too cold.
Yeah. Well, it's Inuits and who? So.
Polar bears.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I like that. As the ice is disappearing, there's blood on the streets.
Yes.
Basically Inuits, because I think they're not taking on
polar bears win.
Lord Al, I'm pretty excited. Your taste in music has been typecast as Slayer to another artist. You've just given us some Slayer. So next, surely it's Seal.
Well, no.
No. Everyone is disappointed.
That's right. After mentioning Seal once, out of how many episodes, it seems to have stuck.
Maybe it was the first. Was it the first episode?
It probably was the first.
Wow.
Maybe again the second, but I still don't understand what the problem with Seal is. And neither does my sister. Solidarity.
There you go.
Solidarity.
She's listening, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, regular listener. So, no. So
we're not going to Seal?
No Seal. Instead, it's John Denver.
Oh.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's have a listen.
Sure.
You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again, come let me love.
Well, now that's a massive difference from
Slayer. Expendable Youth, yes.
Tell me those two songs exist in a playlist that potentially you play to your children as lullabies.
Well, it would not be a lullaby, but it would definitely possibly appear in a mashup on my playlist somewhere.
Wow.
So
what is it about any song that?
Well, in this one, I think it is such a strong expression of adoration and love for another person. Apparently, he and his wife, Annie, at the time, were going skiing and they got on a ski lift or whatever, and John came up with this song in the space of 15 minutes or whatever.
Wow.
However, as his wife pointed out, that he had just ripped off, I think it was like Tchaikovsky or something or whatever. So went away, like when they got back to the hotel or whatever, rewrote the melody and came back, and I think it was only like the first 5 notes were the same or something. But yeah, it was apparently just him feeling so in the moment of doing something exhilarating with someone that he found also exhilarating, that he just came out with all of this. And his wife said even though it started off as a song to her, after a while it seemed like it was a personal prayer of John's. And when I listen to it, sometimes I think, oh, well, he could easily be singing this to God, I guess, because he was Christian. But...
Well, he did write, thank God I'm a country boy, surely. Surely.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way of misinterpreting that.
That's right.
Statement.
He name checks the guy in the song, in the title.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, lyrics like, you know, come let me love you, let me give my life to you, let me drown in laughter, let me die in your arms. It's really just, I am absolutely besotted with you. I think the absolute world of you.
That's right. I love you so much that I want to die first.
Yeah.
And leave you grieving.
Yes.
Nice. Isn't that lovely? And even worse, I want you to be holding me as I go.
Yeah, that's right. I want you to think of my dying face every time you go to sleep. So
Let me ruin the rest of your life. Now, we could potentially do an entire episode on songs of devotion.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Because so far, we haven't touched any of that about that
No.
as a serious content. And I guess
No.
what's great, what you've done there is you've reminded us that it doesn't have to be about death and loss
No.
and grieving
Yeah.
and gang
drugs.
warfare
Yeah.
and drugs.
yeah.
That, you know, there are other avenues of serious content that
Yeah, and that wasn't. I don't know whether there are an awful lot of songs that express love, as in, you know, I'm not yearning for you because you're right here.
Yes,
I don't
yeah,
miss
yeah,
you
yeah.
because we haven't broken up.
yeah,
This is just we're together, and this is the most awesome thing
yeah,
I can possibly imagine doing.
yeah.
And yeah, so
Lovely. What a lovely song.
yeah. Interestingly, though, when I was thinking of Slayer, the lead singer, Tom Araya, is a devoted Catholic.
There you go.
So
A devoted Catholic.
a devoted Catholic.
A practicer.
Yeah, he's a practicer. And I only found that out a few years ago, and I was like, oh, seriously? Yeah, checked it out. But yeah, he was like, well, I don't have to believe every lyric that I sing.
Yes.
It's storytelling,
Yep. Yep.
essentially. So, you know, there is a whole bunch of stuff where if you're a Catholic, you'd be saying, no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you cannot sing about that. But he's just like, well, it's just, in this context,
Yeah.
it's a story.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't believe it. I don't
Yes.
do it.
Yeah.
It's just a story like any other storyteller.
And the great thing there is, they're in a metal band, you go on stage wearing a cross, and it's not ironic.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. How convenient for him.
Yeah.
All right, that's two. Have we got some more?
Well, we've only got one more. But
One more.
It is,
This better be a cracker because this is the end, right? So
It
you've
is.
picked an awesome one.
okay, so Britney Spears. Close. It does start with a B. This is a Billie Holiday song. Although she didn't write it, this is one of the versions that's reasonably well known.
Great, let's have a listen.
Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
That's pretty heavy.
Yes.
That's some heavy content. And it helps that she's African American.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel like Slayer commenting on gang warfare. This is
Yeah.
right in the moment.
Yes. So Strange Fruit
Yeah.
is the name of the song. So it wasn't written by Billie Holiday. It was written by two other people.
Two white guys, no?
Oh, no, sorry. It was one. Well, it was a white guy. It was a Jewish guy.
Right.
Abel Mirapol, who went by the pseudonym of Lewis Allen, named after his two kids. But yeah, that was fairly sure he was a Jewish songwriter.
Sure.
So, you know, not unused to persecution
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
either.
But what a great lyric. Well, the name, you know, Strange Fruit. You know, these bodies swinging from a tree.
Yeah.
Strange Fruit. That's a great. I love how a good lyricist can not say it straight.
Well,
Which isn't it terrible that they're hanging black people from the tree?
Well, it does actually have that as well. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze.
Oh yeah, but
It's not the opening line.
Yeah.
The opening line is just
even-
southern trees bearing strange fruit.
Yeah.
So
Because the whole concept of strange fruit is the concept there is to suggest that this isn't normal. This isn't good. And to the point of it's not even good.
no,
But I like that the subtlety in that rather than coming out and saying please don't hang Please don't hang black people. It's a terrible thing. It's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
And again, and Billy's delivery makes it an even stronger song.
Yeah.
Because she's noted for her singing with pain in her voice.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful song.
And it's been covered quite a few times.
Yeah.
By people who all also have strong or distinctive voices, like Jeff Buckley has done it as well.
Yeah.
Nina Simone has done it as well. So it's a dreadful topic, and
but the other thing that makes it resonate more is that when Billie Holiday recorded it, that was probably going on, right?
Yeah. So this was 1939.
Yeah.
So
it's not like someone looking back in retrospect and saying what a terrible time that was when they used to do that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not suggesting at all that African Americans, it's all thumbs up now and their life is fantastic.
No.
But again, the horror of that common occurrence, or lynching, African Americans.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing. So it seems to resonate to me more when you go, that was an experience of the time.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yes, just awful. So it was real. I mean, it's a great song, but it's sad that it even exists.
Yeah. But isn't that what music's supposed to do? Music is supposed to help us grieve through those things. Isn't that when we're talking about serious content?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's for the artist. So Roger Waters trying to get over losing his dad in the war.
Yes.
Or Pink Floyd giving us a song where we can together feel like we have no choice but to keep digging the hole as rabbits.
Well, it brings it all into sharp relief.
Yeah.
So, whether it's about love or loss or whatever, it's bringing it into sharp relief so that you can see it and feel it. And even though, the feeling may be good or it may be bad, it's still there to... Yeah. And sometimes it's to raise awareness.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes it's just to say you're not alone in those feelings. In fact, I feel so much similar that here's a very passionate song which you can use to potentially help you get through that. Well, that's some serious stuff.
Yes.
So now we're at the end. Thank you for playing. Why did we do 4 episodes on silly and serious songs and silly and serious artists?
Fill up space.
Fill up some space to have 4 episodes.
We had an empty slot.
That's right.
We had to get rid of the other lords.
That's what she says.
Useless twats.
That's right, those useless guys. So what's really interesting, I love the idea of the Matrix because we have completed it now. So there's
isn't it?
That's right. There is no going back.
No.
It had 4 places in which we could tick, and we have ticked them all.
We have. There are many more artists that we could have included, of course.
That's right.
Maybe it'll be a supplementary.
And we encourage you, dear listener, to go through each category and find even more serious songs. Or
silly songs. By your silly or serious artist.
That's right.
As appropriate.
So we've opened the door. I feel we've opened the door. Rather than close it on the 4, I think we've opened the door to the listener, Al.
Is it a Pandora's box?
Could be, especially in that serious stuff.
Yeah.
You can really, really get into it. So thanks for playing. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me, Lord Al.
That's right. Thank you, Lord Brett.
And we're going to finish now. Please enjoy the rest of your summer if you do live in the Southern Hemisphere. Too bad if you're in the Northern Hemisphere.
That's right. You can imagine how awesome a time we're having.
That's right. We're just going to go hop in the pool now and have a cocktail or 2.
Yes.
So it's goodbye from Lord Al and goodbye from Lord Brett. See ya.
Goodbye.
Don't forget to check us out online, lordsofloud.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram.